Welcome to 7th session, subject finite element methods, module 1, introduction to finite element methods. I am Dr. Jayaraja R, assistant professor, mechanical engineering department, Government Engineering College, Haveri. In the 6th session, we discussed location of nodes, node numbering scheme, size of elements, convergence analysis, convergence criteria. In this 7th session, we are going to discuss introduction to theory of elasticity, state of stress at a point, stress-strain relation, strain displacement relations, 2D problems of elasticity. Theory of elasticity deals with deformations and stresses within the elastic limit subjected to the applied load. Consider any body. In general, there are three types of forces are acting. First one, it is body forces acting per volume and traction forces. This is the traction forces acting over the area or the surface, and point forces acting at a point. This body, it is constrained here, and due to the application of these three forces, body it is trying to move in three directions. So displacement along x direction, it is represented by u, displacement along y direction, it is represented by v, displacement along z direction, it is represented by w. So body force, it is represented by b. Body force are the force per unit volume. Bx, by, bz are the components of body force in x, y and z directions. Traction force are the force per unit area or unit surface. Tx, ty, tz are the components of traction forces in x, y and z coordinates. Point forces acting at a point, Px, Py, Pz are the point forces acting at x, y and z direction. I represent a point. Due to the action of these forces, the point on the body having displacement along three directions. So u displacement vector. So there are u, v, w. These are the displacement. U is the displacement along x direction, v is the displacement along y direction, w is the displacement along z direction. State of stress at a point. Consider 3D problem. So this is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, and x-plane, y-plane and z-plane. So at each plane, one normal stress, that is here in x-plane, sigma x is normal stress and two shear stresses, so tau yx and tau zx. Similarly, in the y-plane, along y direction, sigma yy, so tau zy, tau xy. In z-plane, so along z direction, sigma zz, so tau yz, tau xy. Here first suffix represent the direction. So second suffix represent plane on which it is acting. So state of stress at a point can be represented by 9 stress component. So 3 normal stresses and 6 shear stresses. So this can be represented in a matrix form. Sigma is equal to sigma xx, tau xy, tau xz, tau yx, sigma yy, tau yz, tau zx, tau zy, sigma zz. So about principal diagonal, these shear stresses are complementary to each other. That means tau yx is equal to tau xy, tau zx is equal to tau xz, tau zy is equal to tau yz. Due to these shear stresses are complementary to each other, so total 9 stress components are reduced to 6 stress component. So sigma is equal to sigma xx, sigma yy, sigma zz, tau xy, tau yz, tau zx. These are 3 normal stresses. These are the 3 shear stresses. From stress strain equation or Hooke's law, we know that sigma is equal to E into epsilon. Sigma is the stress, E is the Young's modulus, epsilon is the strain. So if you want to obtain stresses from the strains, so we need 36 engineering constants. So if you consider there are 9 stress components, if you obtain stresses from strains, for 9 stress components, then 81 elastic constants are required. From 3D stress strain relations, we can obtain this equation: sigma xx, sigma yy, sigma zz, tau xy, tau yz, tau zx is equal to E divided by 1 plus mu into 1 minus 2 mu, 1 minus mu, 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 0, 0, 0, mu, 1 minus mu, mu, 0, 0, 0, mu, mu, 1 minus mu, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 minus 2 mu divided by 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 minus 2 mu divided by 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 minus 2 mu divided by 2, epsilon xx, epsilon yy, epsilon zz, gamma xy, gamma yz, gamma zx. So this, it is called as material property matrix. This is the strain matrix, strain vector, strain, and these are the stress components, and these are the strain components. Next, strain displacement relations. Strain is a description of deformation in terms of relative displacement of particles in the body that excludes rigid body motion. If you consider a body A, B, C, D, so this is displaced body. So along x direction u, along y direction y, and AB it is dx, and AC it is dy. And from this figure, epsilon xx can be represented by a1 b1 minus ab divided by ab, and we know that ab it is dx. And from figure, a1 b1 whole square is equal to dx plus dou u divided by dou x into dx whole square plus dou v divided by dou x into dx whole square. Using the binomial theorem, neglecting the higher terms like dou u divided by dou x whole square and dou v divided by dou x whole square, this becomes a1 b1 is equal to dx plus dou u divided by dou x into dx. Substitute this in this equation. So epsilon xx is equal to dx plus dou u divided by dou x into dx minus dx dx. If you solve this, so epsilon xx, it is strain along x direction can be represented by dou u divided by dou x. If you differentiate u with respect to x, we can obtain the strain along xx. Similarly, we can obtain epsilon yy. This is strain along y direction can be obtained by differentiating v with respect to y. So epsilon yy is equal to dou v divided by dou y. Similarly, strain in z direction can be obtained by differentiating w with respect to z. So epsilon zz is equal to dou w divided by dou z. Then three shear strain components like gamma xy can be obtained by gamma xy is equal to dou v divided by dou x plus dou u divided by dou y. Gamma yz is equal to dou w divided by dou y plus dou v divided by dou z. Gamma zx is equal to dou u divided by dou z plus dou w divided by dou x. In engineering, there are 15 unknowns. Those are actually 6 stress components. So sigma xx, sigma yy, sigma zz, tau xy, tau yz, and tau zx, and 6 strain component. So epsilon xx, epsilon yy, epsilon zz, gamma xy, gamma yz, gamma zx, and 3 displacement u, v, w. So in general, in engineering problem, unknowns are 15. 6 stress component, 6 strain component, plus 3 displacement components. If you know one, other things can be calculated, obtained easily. From displacement we can obtain the strain, from strain we can obtain the stresses, or in reverse also it is possible. From stress we can obtain the strain, from strain we can obtain the displacement. So it is interconnected. From force we can obtain the displacement. To apply the force on the body, we will get the displacement. From displacement we can calculate the strains from strain displacement relation. So if you know strain, we can easily obtain the stresses from stress-strain relation or constitutive relation. From stress, we can calculate the forces from equilibrium equation. In reverse also it is possible. From force, we can obtain the stresses from equilibrium equation. Again, from stress, we can obtain the strain from constitutive relations. From strain, if you want to obtain displacement, here we need to be careful because strain component, there are 6 strain component and there are 3 displacement components. If you obtain displacement from strains, it should be satisfy the compatibility equations. Then we can obtain the displacement from strains. Next, 2D problems of elasticity. It is costly and time consuming to perform finite element analysis for 3D problems. In solid mechanics, in most of the problems, geometry and loading configuration will be such that 3D problems can be reduced to 1D and or 2D problems. 2D problems of elasticity can be classified as plane stress, plane strain, and axisymmetric. Plane stress. Plane stress problems are characterized by a very small dimension in desired direction. Stress in the third dimension are neglected. Example for plane stress, thin plate loaded in its plane. So consider thin plate and loaded in plane loading is applied. So this is x direction, this is y direction. Thickness of the plate it is very small and loading it is in plane loading, that is no force is applied along the thickness along z direction. Since the thickness is very small and no loadings are applied on the surface of the plate, hence no stresses will induce in z direction. That means sigma z is equal to 0. Since sigma z is 0 throughout the thickness, shear stress components like tau yz and tau zx vanishes on the surfaces. That means sigma z is equal to 0, tau yz is equal to 0, tau zx is equal to 0. And epsilon z may not be 0. Epsilon z can be represented minus mu divided by E into sigma x minus sigma y. Stress strain relation for plane stress condition can be represented sigma x, sigma y, tau xy is equal to E divided by 1 minus mu square, 1 mu 0, mu 1 0 0 0 1 minus mu divided by 2 epsilon x epsilon y gamma xy. Mu is the Poisson's ratio. Plane strain. If the dimensions along longitudinal direction is very long and loading do not vary significantly in longitudinal direction, then problems are treated as plane strain problem. Example for plane strain problem, long cylindrical pipe or tube under internal pressure. Long earth dams and tunnels also example for plane strain. Here we can see longitudinal dimension it is very large. So loading do not vary significantly in z direction. So now strains will induce in z direction because loading do not vary significantly in z direction. So epsilon z is equal to 0. Since epsilon z is equal to 0, strain in z direction is equal to 0. So shear strain components like gamma yz, gamma zx on z-axis vanishes. That is epsilon z is equal to 0, gamma yz, gamma zx is equal to 0. But sigma z may not be 0. Sigma z is equal to mu into sigma x minus sigma y. Stress strain relation for plane strain conditions are represented as sigma x, sigma y, tau xy is equal to E divided by 1 plus mu into 1 minus 2 mu, 1 minus mu, mu, 0, mu, 1 minus mu, 0, 0, 0, 1 minus 2 mu divided by 2 epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy. This is the end of the 7th session. Thank you.